You ready? We will call to order a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, to be held on Tuesday, September 6, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers at 301 South 5th Street. Councilwoman Parsons will present our invocation, and then please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, many blessings you've given us, Lord, and we thank you for this beautiful city that you have given us. Lord, just be with each one of us here today on the council and the ones in the audience, that we will remember that we are here to do what is best for the city and for the future of Poplar Bluff. Lord, we just ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilwoman Parson.
Here.
Councilwoman Fox. Councilwoman Horton.
Here.
Councilman Smith.
Here.
Councilwoman Taylor. Mayor Pro Tem Cornman. Mayor Davis.
Here. Okay, at this time, we have a special proclamation to present for our local Shriners Club. If they would come forward to the podium, please. Okay, you guys, you might want to face the crew here if you'd like. The City Council of the City of Poplar Bluff is always pleased to recognize those events which bring credit upon the community. The Shriners International Fraternity was founded 150 years ago in 1872. Members of the Shriners International provide fun and fellowship for men of good character across the globe. Members of Shriners International are known for supporting their communities and making the world a better place. Shriners of Vision and Generosity created their official philanthropy, the Shriners Children Healthcare System, in 1922. Shriners International Fraternity now supports Shriners Children's Healthcare facilities across the United States as well as in Canada and Mexico. Shriners International and Shriners Children's work together to provide excellent specialty medical care to children regardless of a family's ability to pay or insurance status. Whereas it is fitting and appropriate to acknowledge the contributions of Shriners International and to commend the Shriners for the positive impact they make on their community. Therefore, I, Steve Davis, Mayor of the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, do hereby congratulate Shriners International upon celebrating the 150th anniversary of the founding of their venerable fraternity. And that is signed today. And the City Clerk, Lori Phillips, has confirmed this. Thank you. Lord.
Mr. Mayor, if I may have 2 seconds. Because of the fantastic support that we have gotten out of Poplar Bluff and our surrounding community, we are able to provide excellent health care to children with orthopedic and burns needs. Last year alone, we did 30 major surgeries for children from Butler County and Ripley County that were life-changing to them. We couldn't do it without your generous support and your continued help. Thank you very much.
might also like to say, my daughter was recipient of the Shriners. When she was in second grade, the doctor found out that she had scoliosis severe, and they had her in braces, in a body brace, till she was in 8th grade, and then finally did surgery. And whatever the insurance paid to pay, but it didn't cost us one penny, and they were top notch. And so I just praise the Lord for what they did.
At this time, we'll move to Section 6, Disclosure of Interest. Any member of the City Council may disclose any possible conflict of interest dealing with either any item on the printed agenda or with any matter discussed at a previous meeting. Seeing none, citizens' input. Each person in the audience may take this opportunity to address the City Council on any matter which is not on the printed agenda. Seeing none, we'll move to workshop items. Item A, the City Council will consider bids received for various vacant city-owned properties. Our City Manager, Mr. Winters, will present.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So last year, we purchased about 30 vacant lots from the county collector's office that had past due taxes and also had city liens on them. And then we put some of those out for bid. We recently put 20 out for bid. We received bids on 10 of those lots, ranging from $200 up to $1,000 for one of them. And I would...
Matt, they can't hear you. I can't hear you. Sorry.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Better.
All right. So as I was saying, we purchased some vacant lots from the county collector's office that had delinquent taxes and outstanding city liens. We put 20 of these lots out for bid recently, and 10 of them we received bids on. They ranged from $200 up to $1,000 for one of the lots, and I'm asking you to approve these bids for these 10 lots.
I make a motion to move this to the voting session held on September 19th. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item B, the City Council will consider amending Resolution Number 1896, authorizing certain officers and employees of the city as signatories on general fund accounts and investments and municipal utilities accounts for the city of Poplar Bluff. Mr. Winters?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we've had some changes at City Hall recently, and this is to kind of take care of some of those changes to make sure we have plenty of folks that can sign on our accounts. So this would update the general fund account signers to be the mayor, Steve Davis, city clerk Lori Phelps, and soon to be introduced this evening, deputy city clerk Jamie Vernon. On the MU accounts, it will be Lori Phelps, MU general manager Bill Bach, and MU administrative assistant Sherry Devine. And for the investment accounts, Lori Phelps, deputy clerk Jamie Vernon, and our new accounting manager, who I'll also introduce later this evening, Mr. John Pratt.
Make a motion to move that to the voting session held September 19th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The City Council will consider authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for surveying services with Smith and Company engineers relative to the City of Poplar Bluff Stormwater Improvement Project number 2021 GI 28. Mr. Winters?
So the city was recently awarded a community development block grant for some stormwater improvements. As part of the grant, we selected Smith and Company for the surveying. Now that the grant's been funded, we need to execute a contract with them to provide those services.
I make a motion to move that to the voting session held September 19th. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The City Council will consider authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for engineering and inspection services with Smith and Company engineers relative to the City of Poplar Bluff Stormwater Improvements, project number 2021 GI 28. Mr. Winters?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this relates to the same grant as the previous item. And again, Smith and Company was selected during the grant writing process to provide engineering and inspection services. Now that the grant has been funded, we will need to approve the contract with them.
Make a motion to move that to the voting session to be held on September 19th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The City Council will consider authorizing the mayor to enter into a lease agreement with CETA Information Network Computing USA to place radio equipment at the Poplar Bluff Regional Business Airport. Our airport manager, Gary Pride, will present that.
Good evening, council members. Here's what's going on. I know you received something in your packet, but I decided just to give you a little better explanation of what's going on there. The airport has been selected by the FAA as a site for a communication ground station, which is known as an ACARS. It's an acronym, and I'll explain it. In order for this equipment to be installed at the airport, a lease agreement is required by the federal government. We are the only airport in southeast Missouri to be selected and awarded this contract. So what does ACARS stand for? It stands for Aircraft Communication Addressing and Reporting System. Done. You understand it perfectly now, right? Here's what ACARS does. ACARS is a data streaming and communication link between commercial, freight, passenger, and corporate aircraft, much like FedEx, United, American, or other such commercial providers. The radio streaming device displays air traffic control messages, aeronautical operational control messages, and airline administration control messages on aircraft flight deck computers. These messages generally concern weather, position reports, flight plans, clearances for arrival and departure information, engine and fuel flow parameters, and passenger information as well. It also has certain military applications, which is proprietary information, and I will not be discussing that tonight. The average daily total message volume around the world is 25 million messages a day over this system. A primitive version of ACARS has been around actually for a number of years. However, technology has changed the way that the system works. And it has actually opened a whole new wave of possibilities that they can do with this original system. It's became necessary for this network to be actually expanded, creating a continuously monitoring network, much like cell phone towers. So what does our lease entail? The lease is actually open-ended. It's initially signed for 12 months. However, this is expected to be a long-term agreement. It renews automatically each year unless one of the parties decides they don't want to participate any longer. The lease is actually signed with an FAA contractor, which is CETA. And CETA oversees all of the ACARS equipment nationwide. There's around 340 ground stations. Computer equipment, the size of an apartment-size refrigerator, will be installed by their technicians at their expense in our terminal building. Additionally, 2 radio communication antennas will be passively attached to the roof of our tallest hangar building, again at their expense. All maintenance and related expenses are on them as well. Energy to power the equipment is equivalent to a 100-watt incandescent light bulb. In return for the space, the energy, and the inconvenience, they will compensate us at the rate of $500 per month. You know, we're excited that the FAA has selected our airport to partner with on this project, and we look forward to becoming an integral contributor to the safety of the United States airspace network. My recommendation is that we enter into this agreement, pending approval of our city attorney. And I'll entertain any questions or concerns that any of you might have.
Sounds like a win-win.
Sounds a little bit complex to me, but this is messaging back and forth, and it appeared to be with commercial aircraft.
Yeah, I'll even give you...
Will this be voice communication, or is it all?
No, it's all text displayed on a screen and printed text that prints out of their computers on board. And I'll give you an example. Let's say that there's a FedEx plane that's going to be going in to Memphis this evening, and he's flying over the top of Poplar Bluff. They'll get a message from Memphis Center that tells them the approach that they need, the approach fix that they need to go to, what runway they're going to be using, and after they land, what gate they need to go to, and what the weather is, and the altimeter, and all this other different information, so that they don't have to talk on the radio. You know, it's actually eliminating a lot of the chatter traffic, and with such volume that there is at a lot of the international airports anymore, merely getting airtime is a problem. Now, in addition to all of those logistical things, it also works as a secondary black box. For instance, if, what was it, Malaysian Flight 370, it actually had an ACARS system on it, and they turned it off. And if it had been on, they would know exactly where that airplane is today, because it constantly sends position reports and status reports of what the aircraft is. The reason that they're trying to expand this network is because in years past there were gaps of communication. You had to be around an international airport in order for the system to work, to be able to send and receive messages. So by spotting these ground stations around in different locations, it'll be a continuously monitoring flow of information for them. And we're part of it.
Sounds complex, but I guess it'll work.
What additional duties will that be to any of the staff out there currently? Any?
Nothing. The computer takes care of itself.
Okay.
And if there is any issues where it goes down or whatever, all they ask for is if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, that we come out and let them in, you know, in order to make the necessary repairs. But we don't have a problem with that. I was there till 9 o'clock last night.
Okay.
So it happens.
Well, thank you. Is there any further questions from the council? If not, do we have a?
I make a motion that we move this to the September 19th voting session. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pride. The city council will consider a resolution making an appointment to the Poplar Bluff Transportation Development District Board of Directors. Mr. Winters?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as part of the Poplar Bluff Regional Transportation Development District, the city's accounting manager holds a board position on that board. And with our new hire of John Paratus, as the accounting manager, we'll need to name him as the position on that board.
I make a motion to move it to the voting session held on September 19th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item G, the city council will consider accepting and naming 2 city streets adjacent to Canal Boulevard. Mr. Winters?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as we're nearing completion of the new police station, there are two currently more or less driveways that are city property that would like to ask you to accept as streets and name as we're moving forward.
I make a motion, move to tonight's voting session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. At this time, we will move into action required items. Item AA, Bill Number 8409. The City Council will take action on an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a parking space lease agreement with Francis Energy LLC to allow the installation and operation of charging stations for electric vehicles.
I do want to, I included a note in your council packet regarding this item. Just want to clarify, I had some questions to Francis about their contract. Paragraph 1 that I've given you a new copy of, it states that they have an option for 5 years. And kind of what this was is they are seeking some state and federal funding to build these charging stations, and they wanted time to secure that funding. I thought 5 years was a little excessive. They've come back and lowered that down to 3 years. And then in paragraph 2, once they start construction, it's a 15-year lease. In paragraph 2, they had that it was could be extended for 5 years at their discretion. I've asked them to change that to it being both parties' discretion, and they've changed that too. So I just want to make you aware of that before you took any action on that item.
Okay, so we're okay with the readings on this in that everyone's acceptable in those terms.
I make a motion for the first reading of Bill Number 8409.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading, Counselor.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Poplar Bluff, Missouri to execute an option to lease agreement for parking lot space at 5th and Vine Streets in Poplar Bluff for an electrical vehicle charging station.
Do we
Motion
have,
for second reading of Bill Number 8409.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Poplar Bluff, Missouri to execute an option to lease agreement for parking lot space at 5th and Vine Streets in Poplar Bluff for an electrical vehicle charging station.
Motion for adoption of Bill Number 8409.
Second.
Questions, comments? If none, a roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
4 yes votes.
Bill number 8409 has been adopted. Item BB, Bill number 8410, the City Council will take action on an ordinance relative to the annexation and zoning designation of property located at 3396 Canal.
Motion for first reading Bill Number 8410.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
An ordinance annexing certain real property into the city of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, such property being located at 3396 Canal Boulevard in Butler County, Missouri, and owned by the New Covenant Fellowship Church.
Motion for second reading of Bill Number 8410.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
An ordinance annexing certain real property into the city of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, such property being located at 3396 Canal Boulevard in Butler County, Missouri, and owned by the New Covenant Fellowship Church.
Motion for adoption of bill number 8410.
Any questions, comments? Roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
4 yes votes.
Bill number 8410 has been adopted. Item CC, bill number 8411. The city council will take action on an ordinance rezoning property located south of Oak Grove Road and east of Shelby Road from RS2 General Residential to C2 General Commercial.
Motion for first reading of bill number 8411.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
An ordinance rezoning properties located south of Oak Grove Road and east of Shelby Road in Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
Motion for second reading of bill number 8411. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
An ordinance rezoning properties located south of Oak Grove Road and east of Shelby Road in Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
Motion for adoption of bill number 8411.
Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
4 yes votes.
Bill number 8411 has been adopted. Bill number 8412, the city council will take action on an ordinance accepting a bid for the sale of a 1985 Blah Knox Model PF 115 paver.
Motion for first reading of bill number 8412.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
An ordinance accepting a bid for the sale of a 1985 Blah Knox Model PF 115 paver owned by the city of Poplar Bluff.
Motion for second reading of bill number 8412.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
An ordinance accepting a bid for the sale of a 1985 Blah Knox Model PF 115 paver owned by the city of Poplar Bluff.
Motion for adoption of bill number 8412. Second.
Questions? Comments? Roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
4 yes votes.
Bill number 8412 has been adopted. Bill number 8413, the city council will take action on an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Missouri Department of Economic Development relative to a community development block grant for stormwater improvements, project 2021 GI 28.
Motion for first reading of bill number 8413. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Counselor?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a community development block grant agreement with the State of Missouri Department of Economic Development for a stormwater improvement project number 2021 GI 28.
Motion for second reading of bill number 8413.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a community development block grant agreement with the State of Missouri Department of Economic Development for a stormwater improvement project number 2021 GI 28.
Motion for adoption of bill number 8413. Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
4 yes votes.
Bill number 8413 has been adopted. Item FF, resolution number 1988. The city council will take action on a resolution approving the sale, assignment, and conveyance of a leasehold interest in 3 acres, 1550, 1560, and 1570 Cravens Drive, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, together with taxable industrial revenue bonds issued by the city of Poplar Bluff in 2014 from Tom Roth and Roth Investment Holdings, LLC of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, to BK Property Investments, LLC, and Illinois Corporation.
Motion for reading of resolution 1988.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
A resolution of official intent of the City Council of the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, approving the sale and assignment of leasehold rights and taxable industrial revenue bonds.
Motion for adoption of resolution 1988.
Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
4 yes votes.
Resolution number 1988 has been adopted. Item GG, resolution number 1989. The city council will take action on a resolution making an appointment to the library board of trustees.
Motion for reading of resolution 1989. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
A resolution of the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, making an appointment to the Poplar Bluff Library Board of the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
Motion for adoption of resolution 1989. Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
4 yes votes.
Resolution number 1989 has been adopted. Item HH, resolution number 1990. The city council will take action on a resolution of support for the construction of a low-income housing development that would be funded through the Missouri Housing Development Commission's Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program. Okay, if we don't have a motion on this item will die. However, I believe we have a citizen here that would like to bring some information regarding this matter. Mr. West?
Myself, the
Go.
president of the Bluff County Landlord Association,
Sure.
has some information on LIHTC, low-income housing tax credit properties. Like Mayor Davis would like additional information.
Okay.
This is the information before discussion. Current properties that are here, and a little bit of a breakdown of how the funds are used.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. West. If there is no motion tonight regarding a reading on this or a second, then this item, HH Resolution Number 1990 dies. So we will move on to item II, Resolution Number 1991. The City Council will take action on a resolution accepting and naming two city streets adjacent to Canal Boulevard.
Motion for reading of Resolution 1991.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Counselor?
A resolution accepting and naming two dedicated streets along Canal Boulevard for public use.
Motion for adoption of Resolution 1991.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments? If not, roll call, Clerk Phelps.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
No.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
3 yes votes.
Resolution number 1991 has been adopted. I don't believe we're going to have a closed meeting this evening, so at this time, we will move to the city manager's report. Mr. Winters?
I don't have a lot. We do have two new employees I'd like to introduce, if they wouldn't mind to come up to the podium. I should make all new employees should get to come to
We
work.
all get to see them.
So both of them got mentioned in the meeting tonight, but first introduce Jamie Vernon. Jamie started today, so she gets a big first day to come to city council meeting. Jamie's our new deputy city clerk. Lori is glad to have her on board now, so she can pass off some duties and responsibilities. So Jamie, we're glad to have you. And the second is John Pratt. John started a couple weeks ago. John's our 2 weeks ago. Starting week 3, so he's been coming back, so we're glad. John's our new accounting manager. We're glad to have John on board and excited for him to get to work. He's been spending a lot of time with Terry Leslie training and getting his feet on the ground, and he's took off running. So we're glad to have both of them here. You'll be seeing a lot of them and interacting with both of them. So I want to make sure they got to come in and put a face to the name before you forgot about them. So thank you. We appreciate y'all. We're excited to have you both on the team.
If there's no other business before the council, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.